Welcome to a special Coffee with Dragon, quick, perhaps not so quick, session. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. It is 13 more days of summer in the western, northern hemisphere. 3:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Hawk Island, aka Montreal. Yours truly, Adrian h.a.dragan, H for birthing as Hana, h.a. and then A.H. Topics on the menu: finance, sex and politics from a millennial perspective. That is millennial, sex, finance and politics, or millennial, finance, sex, politics. Sex, politics, and finance in whatever order you want to put them, first, in the middle, and after. They're more interconnected, interrelated, and integrated than we consciously, admittedly, would like to admit. For some, of course. For some. Dragon, yours truly, the people's coffee drinker and independent psychological theorist and social theorist, an independent athlete, an activist, and of course, artist. Stays away from gross generalizations and always tries to say for some, not for others, perhaps for others, but not for some. Majorities, minorities, percentages. Topic of discussion today: not bad. I'm having it black now, but we'll just put a little bit of sugar. So if you don't mind this brief interlude, because it's a bit bitter, so we'll just put one tiny sugar cube for head healing. And where it is, there it is. Neuroplasticity science side. First and foremost, I want to say, you fucking lowlife. You fucking lowlife, you fucking lowlife. That was a special message to somebody who had sent me an email. It went in the junk mail, in the junk box, junk mail, claiming that he had hacked my computer and whatever have you, and that he recorded a video of me masturbating. So wow, received it. I laughed. I said, could be true. I mean, sure. Now, just before I go on, I have to say that I began a porn diet, a PORN diet. I'm going on a porn diet. I've just begun it Friday morning, 3 a.m. or something like that, EST. Of course, a diet does not necessarily mean that you're completely going to stop the habits, such as you have an addiction, whatever have you, but to test if you have an addiction, whatever have you, it's always good to take a break, or in my case, a porn diet. Anyhow, so receive this email, read it, detected some spelling mistakes here and there. Just give me a second, I'm going to be back in a moment. Need to get something to stir the coffee with, so that the sugar dissolves properly. Anyways, so first email, it could be, it was kind of fascinating. It was, research I'm doing a bit. I know that, of course, with my limited, always learning computer science as I go, do know that, of course, the technical capability is there for somebody to access the webcam somehow from another computer, not in your network or whatever have you, from a different IP address, what have you, to hack. So it's technically possible. It will require some know-how. If anybody listens to this, please teach me also, because not that I want to do it, but and not that. So anyways, so the email, so I'm doing this a lot because I want others to be careful, and I want to send a message that they should not cave into to pressure like this, to blackmail like this. This was outright blackmail, I could say. And that I've heard of the cases, of such cases, XYZ, and that, to be honest with you, anyway, so the email said that I know that you're in financial, you can pay in Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoins. I'm actually skeptical of Bitcoins. And financially, if you would have known, if you would have at least saw one of my videos that I posted from last days, you know that I'm financially struggling. Even now, I'm in debt. I'm unemployed. I mean, I had some employment, but it was short contracts, and my debt's still 10,000, paying interest. I'm in the minus in my account at the bank. I have a small check that I gotta cash that's gonna just cover food basics and print some pamphlets for my art projects, which will have been not financially successful at the moment. I have no supporters, have no financial supporters whatsoever, you know. So I was peculiar, so it would have been like, not true. Babe, or whatever he was asking for, 10,000 or something like that, Bitcoin and something like that. So I ignored the email. Then a couple of days later, another email threatening me that if he doesn't hear from me in 3 days, he will share the masturbation, supposedly masturbation video with me masturbating to all my social media friends. But reading the email, and it was pretty lengthy, like a full page and a half, and noticed that it said you downloaded. I said no, no, no. And I realized that it's somebody trying. It's not true. There's no. Perhaps there is. Perhaps, I mean, whoever. Maybe there is, and that's the standard email that this hacker sends to whoever he hacks the porn sites. You know, some computer whiz kid or whatever. Who knows if it's possible? I mean, in theory, of course, less in practice, but in theory, all two-way receiving and transmitting communication, whether audio or video, can be intercepted, of course, in theory. In theory, and then there's different systems and systems and systems throughout the world, telecommunications. Nonetheless, of course, the internet is pretty much telecommunication, although we put input, output, and there's different video and audio to it on YouTube. And of course, voice over internet protocol, which is fascinating. And of course, the the other satellite telecommunications and whatever, telephone, cell phone, smartphone, with towers and antennas. So anyway, it's not a coffee with dragon special technical analysis to learn, not this one, perhaps next one, but this one is to tell you of this incident specifically, and to urge especially my millennial LGBTQ family across the world to not be ashamed. If it happened, you explain, but don't let nobody blackmail you because of your sexuality. As long, of course, there's consent between adults, sexuality for me is off the table. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, and not a supporter, not an endorser. Most people know that I'm challenging him for a boxing match, and most people know that Dragon's fist will make Trump's nose grow like Pinocchio. But that aside, there was one point with his sexual incident with this porn star, what's her name, would like to smack her a few times myself, in a pleasurable way, not like that. I would like to get smacked by her, would say perhaps even better, because I do like a little bit of a schmutzer. But you're a fucking lowlife. You're a fucking lowlife. You're a fucking lowlife, motherfucker. You're not gonna fucking blackmail me over my fucking sexuality. You're a scum lowlife. So that being stated, if let's say this video somehow existed of me masturbating, and this person would threaten to share it on the email, what, to social media or whatever, to post it online, Of course, it's not, because from the email it said there X and Y, so I detected that it's somebody just sending emails like that. It's junk mail, you flag it, and that's it. But of course, it does happen, and it does happen. It does actually happen quite to some people. It does. I've heard of the cases myself, but this, to me, I put it in the same box with the scammers that send you emails that you somehow inherited some fortune somewhere that you never heard of, and you're a relative of somebody whom you never met, and mysteriously this relative, you're the inheritor of millions of dollars. Scammers, right? So scam, scam, scam. So I'm treating this exactly as treated other scammers, like saying X and Y and Z, you know. And reading the email, you can discern that it's it was not true, because at one point he stated that I know that you can afford it financially to pay me in Bitcoin. First of all, I don't own Bitcoin. I'm pretty skeptic of the whole Bitcoin enterprise, and I have more questions. And second of all, if he knew anything about me, he would knew that could not afford to pay his whatever ransom he was asking financially on the as a blackmail to share that supposed video of me masturbating. And another error was that, of course, you have to read it and discern for yourself if you get such scams. Put it in scams and blackmail, whatever. That it goes in the as reading it, was saying that have downloaded from a site something teen something, I don't know why. And truth is that have not downloaded porn in many years. Have watched on the site, of course. Like I said, I'm on a porn diet right now. I've watched on the site, but have not downloaded. So that was another indication. Oh yeah, and in the email it said that you've downloaded, when you downloaded this one of video, you downloaded the spyware that have created. And that is possible, that this is possible that he does that. It's just that in my case it was not true. Perhaps somehow my X and Y, whatever the case may be. So that is that. So again, it's, first of all, I have not downloaded a video like you said, and then I realized that is just a scam and has to be treated just like the other scams, email, junk mail that you get about who knows what opportunity, and it's so grand, and they don't know much about you, and then they want to acquire more information and what have you, and it ends up that they're somewhere in another country or what have you, and it happens over emails, and it happens over phone, claiming lost relatives or distant relatives. Someone leaves you a bunch of millions of dollars, and it's always high numbers. It's most of the time, at least from my experience, and it's not incredible. Like, at least lower the numbers, say a few $10,000, $35,000, 800 or something like that. Make the number, but we say 5 million, like, yeah. So, anyways, so that was the small coffee with dragon, a little bit of a rant there to get it off my chest. And urging especially my millennial LGBTQ community, if you get that, to alarm, and if it does happen that there is a video, you masturbate, whatever, watching pornography, and you have two computers or whatever, and the camera somehow is activated and you don't know, and there's a a recording of you in action, without you knowing unknowingly. Well, that could happen, and that happens, and I've heard of cases that have occurred. Hey, Betty? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, indirectly, yeah. I mean, because Lara was there, and I said if it's okay, and she said, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, she was already there. I'm doing a video, by the way. Just recording, not live, but I'm doing a video. Yeah. So anyway, so that was the experience of this specific incident. So I urge millennials, LGBTQ, if you do get blackmailed like that, or if it actually it's true that somebody does that, a hacker, and you get. What can I say? I say, uh, I know some of you might be ashamed. Some of you might be ashamed, but you shouldn't, and you should not let these motherfucking lowlifes come blackmail you because of your sexuality. And now that I'm thinking, I said, wow, because the first time, like, if it would have happened, I mean, would I want to see the video? If you see the video. Like, I don't know, like, and now going back to porn. Porn, of course, pornography, it has a purpose. Fulfills a certain psychological, physical, psychosexual dynamic that one cannot entirely fulfill all the time, or some things that you just can't because of whatever X, Y, Z reasons. And you know, and some people might want to blackmail you with that. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a supporter of Trump, not at all. I'm actually quite in opposition to his policies and would like to knock him out in a friendly, sportsmanlike, of course, conduct with rules and regulations and people cheering on both sides of the Canadian and the U.S. border. The Draganism is a digression, meaning that I'm going to the Dragon versus Trump challenge event. But that supposedly there was a video of some Russian prostitutes pissing on him. That's, listen, that's sexuality. That's not gonna affect me how I relate to people, because sexuality is something that's very special, very kind. It's the love, and of course there's love, sexuality, lust, whatever. There's distinctions to be made and discernment and discussions, of course. But nonetheless, would have said, really, wish, release them. What? You think what? You think you can what? You can blackmail me over my sexuality, man? Fuck you! I hope you fucking die slow, mouth full of pestilence and disease, bitch. Anyways, so turning as a peaceful, loving person that I am, I said, it's fuck out of here. What are you? We're trying to make a movie, trying to make me a porn star movie. I don't wanna. Could write a script, could direct, could write it out. Yes, that would be even probably embellish, make some art, put some art in pornography. That would be one of my goals as an advocacy. But nonetheless, like I said, and there was that thing with the porn star there, perhaps with boxer also, but in a different type of way. Perhaps not. So, back to this incident. Oh, let's digress a bit. No, back to the incident. So, second email, I'm gonna have to check if I haven't received a third email on this matter. But, pardon, because it's possible that I have received another email about it. I just didn't check what's in the junk mail. Junk box. Ah, boy. But point is that, first of all, wouldn't have been able financially to pay at the present moment in time the blackmail reward. And I'm telling you this now because this video is probably going to be posted by September 11th. You can't blackmail me over my sexuality. First of all, the main reason why is because I practice free love. And if I have friends who want some sexual favors or sexual whatever XYZ from me, would probably say, if that brings you pleasure, I'll do it for you. Whatever it is, of course, would not me getting hurt or getting injured. Of course not. I mean, psychological effect that's to be discussed subconsciously, whatever, it's to be understood. But let's say I have a good friend say, yo, Adrian, man, you're also Hana, you know, when you shave, you look fucking hot, man. You look good, you know. Like, I don't know, could I whip you a bit for 20 minutes, half an hour? I'm gonna ask. Is that gonna bring you some joy? Is that gonna bring you some pleasure? And he says, yeah. I said, are you serious? Okay. Wednesday, 3 o'clock. What? I got nothing, bro. I got nothing. You got nothing. Shit. Yeah, motherfucking yeah. You're coming. Ai, velho, mal, putz, Geschmack. Yeah. Of course, it's not funny entirely, and this has to be taken seriously, and I have really seriously, because I don't want, especially, all people, all nations, all tribes, everybody, but especially my millennial LGBTQ family, because XYZ, right? There's more risk, more marginalization for XYZ, social, financial, security-wise, all these intersect, right? But besides that, and I was thinking, if that video of me masturbating would have existed, because I'm weird, I'm a weirdo, and I watch porn, and my masturbation, it's a bit odd, let's say ODD. It's a different odd a bit, you know? It's like my beautiful, twisted, dark fantasy, something like that. And that's porn fulfills that, a fantasy, right? Because, not because, but just, it's, sometimes it is how it is. So, pour some more coffee. Go to work out a bit. And a bit of sugar. Please, if you listen to this or you hear this, tell me, what do you think? Has it happened to you? Do you know of somebody that has lived through this experience? Has happened or not? And what do you think of all this? Like I said, my discernment of the email is that this person does that to many, and could be somebody who doesn't watch pornography is going to receive it. I don't watch pornography. In my case, the discernment was made that when after reading a few lines you said that you've downloaded. Your email, Betty? Did you send it on via Facebook? Like I don't know because my phone like with the battery, I'm having problems. Yeah, and I can't afford one now. Like I'm doing a video now, bro. So yeah, so that was one of the points. First of all, I have not downloaded the video, and second, stating that I know that you're in a financial situation to pay this ransom, so was another giveaway. But mm, it unfortunately does happen to people, and of shame because of other situations. It can be pretty unpleasant socially, psychologically, financially. You pay ransom for because you don't want your masturbation video to. This was in the emails like I'm gonna send it to all your social media friends and acquaintances. Yeah, you don't want to share it on social media. That would have been quite awkward. Probably most people would not watch even 3 seconds of it. Anyway, speculations aside about viewership of an unconsented, documented, filmed self-pleasuring, aka masturbation, would have been perhaps yeah. But we're gonna jump now to the Hong Kong protests. What do you think about Hong Kong? First of all, I'm concerned about my fellow LGBTQ community because they have an increased risk, security risk of harm, and if of course this unrest turns into riots and worst case scenario armed conflict, right? And what do you think personally? Do you think the Chinese People's Liberation Army might intervene? So from my understanding now, the extradition bill that triggered the protest, mass protest and unrest has been withdrawn, but now there's more demands, such as the pardon of like 1,100 people who were arrested in the protest, mostly millennials, and other demands. Now I know that Hong Kong is among the top 10 world stock exchanges in the world. Could that trigger some Asian financial panic and that could go global? I mean, it's not impossible, highly unlikely, but not impossible. The other situation is, of course, the ongoing trade war that escalated. An additional set of tariffs was imposed on about 150 more billion Chinese goods, and another set is supposed to begin December. And keep in mind that now this was the third increase of tariffs, if not the fourth. And now the additional, and if it goes in December, if no treaty or if no agreement is reached, then there's gonna be on, if my understanding is correct, on all United States, everything the United States imports from China by December 1st, there's gonna be a tariff, 10%, 15, whatever the tariff is, but on all goods. Invariably, from what I've heard from people online, the discussion that the prices have slightly begun to go up in the United States. Consumer goods mostly, by a few percentages here and there, a few cents here and there, supposedly. Sure, the big corporations like Walmart, the prices will not increase overnight or that fast, but mostly there is a slight increase. I've noticed some of the prices here in the past year have increased. What do we have here? It's a dollar store, and some of the products, and other products that were less expensive that come from China have have increased. The other point of concern is, of course, the Amazon and what's happening there with thousands and thousands of fires in the whole ecosystem. From my understanding, that's integrated with the Amazonian ecosystem and the world ecosystem, like tiers, and this could be a very bad thing for climate change. Of course, my artistic plan is Mother Nature dances, which I'm gonna keep pushing. Rap time. Swing my head, do my hips and do my walk. Got up and down, oh God. Just gonna walk. No money for the studio, but fuck y'all. Say no money for the studio, but fuck y'all. No money for the studio, but fuck y'all. Been rapping since 1996. Went to the University of the Streets and collect reading books and shit. Multiple languages better. Come quick. Hey, try to immigrants. I want peace, world peace, more peace. If it's not about love, I don't want it. If it's not about love, I don't want it. If it's not about love, I don't